to try and dip in, because what we are picking up is Nyay Do, is the chant. And with those chants, I believe the wrestlers will be going into the waters of the Ganga. Anisha, my colleague, has been reporting from there. I want to cut across to her.
देश की आंखों में जो राजनीतिक राजनेता जो हमें यहाँ लगातार इन खिलाड़ियों की आंखों में आंसू, इन खिलाड़ियों की आंखों में जो नताशा नजर आ रही है वो बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है, क्योंकि ये वो लड़कियां हैं जिन
All right, there seemed to be an audio glitch where my colleague Anisha is, but I want to take you through these visuals. This is the time, if those of our viewers who've been to Haridwar, this is the time of the Aarti. At about 6:30 is when the Aarti at Haridwar takes place, and that's the chosen time for these wrestlers as well. You've got to say it, yes, the wrestlers want maximum cameras to be on them, but they also say that they waited for months for the authorities that be to listen to them, and therefore, call it desperation, call it frustration, call it their backs towards the wall, but they're going to do what they say, what it takes for the authorities that be to take notice, which is something that has been criticized in the past, to open up, their stage, their dais to opposition political parties. They said that we waited for months for the government to come out to this stage and reach out to us. Nobody did. We had no option but to entertain anyone who decided to show solidarity. That's the defense of the wrestlers there. And the wrestlers holding on to their heads, most of them, all of them actually, in tears. It's a journey, and it's a culmination of that journey. And it's a journey where the country has stood by them, applauded them, felt very, very proud. Who can miss Sakshi Malik, podium finish, a bronze medal, the first woman wrestler to ever win an Olympic medal at the Rio Olympics, the bronze that she won today. That bronze is in that box that she holds, and she will take it with her as she immerses herself as well, that box, into the rivers of the Ganga. Is there permission yet? We're going to try and confirm from our reporters on ground, but bringing Nikhil Naz into this conversation. Nikhil, there's been criticism as well as applause coming in for other sports persons, athletes in India. You've had the likes of Sunil Chhetri, you've had the likes of Anil Kumble, Virendra Sehwag, cricketers in question. The only 2 Olympic golds that India has, Abhinav Brindra, Neeraj Chopra, both of them coming out pledging strong support for the wrestlers. But there have been the others who've been very, very quiet, and constantly comparisons have been drawn to those who are speaking up for them and those who decided to remain quiet.
Well, Preeti, it's very interesting that you talk about that the sporting world is also in that sense split. This is not the first time we've seen it in the past. It primarily also happens because a lot of athletes, and I'm not trying to defend a lot of those athletes who've not come out and spoken. They should stand for their fellow athletes, stand in solidarity, and also those visuals were heartbreaking. Where all of us saw those visuals of Vinesh Fogart lying on the ground. You had Sakshi Malik lying on the ground, literally wrestling with the police authorities. Those visuals did, in that sense, see those strong reactions on social media and otherwise. But I also understand a few other athletes not willing to come out and speak, because you got to realize that being open and being honest, sometimes the system doesn't reward you. A lot of these athletes have to work within the system as far as their careers are concerned. Is that right? Maybe, maybe not, and we can all have our opinion on that. But you need to work within the system if you want to secure your career. Maybe the argument can be made that if you're not going to speak for your athletes, maybe then when you're the aggrieved party, somebody else might not do it. So I understand that some athletes have come out and spoken, others haven't. There have been times that I've spoken to a few athletes, some of those who've retired and are out of the system, and I've asked them in the past that why is it that they don't come out and tweet and express their opinion. On those occasions, I've been told that, listen, we do not understand much about it, we don't know what the background is, and if you're not really sure about about where things are going, it would not be correct on our part then to come out and give our opinion. Again, I reiterate, I'm not trying to defend those athletes, but just trying to tell you on those occasions that I've had the conversation with a few former athletes. But I'm just looking at those visuals because we're seeing it on our screens. I can see Sakshi Malik actually pulling out those medals that she's won. Just to, narrate a personal anecdote, I was there at the Rio Games when Sakshi Malik won that medal. And for days of watching those Olympic Games, India was facing a day of disappointment. Day after day, we were encountering, Indian players getting close to a medal and losing. It had reached a point where you thought that maybe India would come back from Rio without a medal. And then Sakshi Malik, she fought so bravely. I remember her fighting in that repechage round and then winning that medal.